My name is Ben Doyle. I've been teaching golf professionally for quite a long time. And I want to share with you today how to learn to build a golf game.
It all began in British Columbia, Canada, where at the age of 9, Ben Doyle's love for the game of golf began as he started caddying at the Vancouver Golf Club. He later went on to play college golf at Western Washington University in Bellingham, and then became the assistant pro at the Bellingham Country Club. Ben joined the PGA in 1954 and was a member of 5 Hudson Cup professional teams. It was during this time that he met and married his lovely wife Joanne. They had 3 daughters and now have 6 grandchildren, and all are fabulous golfers. In the early 60s, Ben became the first civilian to be hired as the head professional at the Fort Lewis Golf Course. Ben became the #1 buyer in the United States for Ben Hogan equipment. And Mr. Hogan invited the Doyles to spend a week with him in Fort Worth.
We had a phone call from Ben Hogan, which was very exciting. And so he invited us to come back to his factory and meet him. I was pregnant at the time, and he said, why don't you wait for however many months you need? So I think we waited about 6 months, and then we flew back to Fort Worth. And it was like meeting God.
During this time, Ben qualified and played in the Bing Crosby Clambake, where he discovered the Monterey Peninsula. Thank goodness for us. In 1969, Ben met Homer Kelly, who, after 28 years, completed writing The Golfing Machine. Ben and Homer spent hours and hours discussing the book, truths, and the principles of the golf swing. Ben Doyle became the first authorized instructor of The Golfing Machine, a pioneer who changed the way golf was taught. Today, there are hundreds of teaching and playing professionals using this system.
I was at Quail Lodge during 1982 to 87 as the director of golf out there, and I would see Ben on the driving range all the time, and in the shop we worked on selling his golf machine books. Ben's legacy and his, it's a continuing and ongoing, is in the people that he has touched, the lives that he has shaped, and the instructors that he has helped mold. He lives on in those lessons every single day. Ben, congratulations to you, and thank you very much.
In 1971, the Doyles decided to move from the Broadmoor in Seattle to the Monterey Peninsula, where Ben became the first teaching professional at the Laguna Seca Golf Ranch.
In 1971, I was working at the Laguna Seca Golf Ranch, and in drives this big Pontiac with a trunk full of range balls, and it was Ben Doyle. And he's there to teach golf every day.
In 1973, Ben moved to the Carmel Valley Golf and Country Club.
I'm Bobby Clampett, and I grew up right here at what used to be called Carmel Valley Golf and Country Club, now called the Golf Club at Quail Lodge, I believe.
I came out here from Laguna Seca. Remember our time in Laguna Seca? It goes way back. And then, so it was in 1973. And Bobby was a junior member here.
I'll never forget the first time I met Ben. It was just outside the pro shop, and he came up to me and I introduced myself as, I said, Mr. Doyle, it's great to meet you. And I said, is there any chance that you could take a look at my swing? Now, back in those days, he didn't have the video camera, he didn't have any of the props, and he had a graph check camera. You know, this little Polaroid graph check camera that you slide in there, and he shot a couple pictures of my swing, and he saw the upright and the bunny hop and all the kind of stuff.
But Bobby, you know, he developed into a real, the best junior golfer, not junior golfer, and then amateur golfer in the country, in the world, actually.
As Ben and Bobby's relationship grew, Bobby moved forward in his successful playing career, while Ben continued to grow as a teacher. Ben's infamous office is often mistaken for a maintenance cart, but it actually does carry the very unique tools of his trade. Knowing the principles of the swing and then teaching them takes creativity and good communication. every lesson is recorded, and every student receives a DVD to take home and study. Whether it's the towel, the fan, plexiglass for being on plane, Ben's own famous teaching mat, a towel and basket, the speed club, bent golf clubs, the rope and ball club, a pair of water bottles, or a little sand hockey with the impact bag, why, you can rest assured Ben will find a way to show his students the principles of the golf swing.
I was standing on the practice facility looking around, and I saw, there's no words to describe quite what I saw coming at me. I believe it was a golf cart, and I'm not sure, from a distance, pots and pans covered in hoses, ropes, mops. Not sure, 100% not sure. I do know I left quickly, quite concerned with what I was looking at, amazed, intrigued, asking questions, and I was informed indeed that was my legendary Ben Doyle, a memory I'll never forget, and a story to be told about an incredible, incredible historical golf figure in our world.
For the last 35 years, Ben has helped Quail members, junior golfers, college teams, plus tour and teaching golf professionals from around the world who visit Ben on a yearly basis.
The first time I ever met Ben, he walked up to me, took a club out of my hand, told me that I ought to be over on his mat, and that he wouldn't tell me this if he didn't love me. So it took me about 6-8 months before I actually got over there and spent time with him, and realized that not only did I belong over there, but he did in fact love me. And that's the secret to Ben Doyle. He loves people. He loves what he does. Exactly. And I've told people I've had a lot of instructors, but I've only had one teacher, and that's Ben.
It is said, Homer wrote it, Ben teaches it, and students demonstrate it. Some of Ben's many students include the man you just heard from, one-time Stevenson School golfer, amateur champion, collegiate golfer of the year, PGA Tour winner, CBS golf commentator, Bobby Clampett, as well as the Australian native and former PGA champion, Steve Elkington.
I've never met a man like Ben Doyle, who has that much passion, that much everyday energy, focused entirely on one mission, is to make players better. He's been called a pioneer. He's been someone that's pushed this book for so long, so many ideas of Homer. To be honest with you, I've never read a statement in the Golf Machine that I thought was wrong. I have been around people like Jackie Berg, Jimmy Demerit, Alex Mercer, the Hebert brothers, Ben Hogan. They don't use the same terminology as the Golf Machine does, but they do the same exact thing.
Ben has spoken around the world, including at MIT. He's been honored by the Golfing Machine Lifetime Achievement Award, recognized in Golf Digest Top 50 Instructors in America, Golf Magazine's Top 100 Instructors, number 2 in the state of California, and a PGA Lifetime member. Ben's love is family, church, teaching golf, and helping others learn. In fact, a visit to the Doyle home would include a lesson on Ben's own golf hole, which he built in his backyard. And yes, he is also the greenskeeper. Ben has been teaching golf on the Monterey Peninsula since 1971.
And here we are 37 years later, and you're still going, Ben, and I just want to thank you so much for all that you've given.
And I can honestly say from my heart, on behalf of the entire resort at Quail Lodge, thank you so much, Ben. Thank you so much for sharing your life and your gifts with Quail Lodge.
A pioneer, a friend, a husband, a father, a grandfather, a teacher of golf and life to all who know him. Tonight, we pay tribute to this modest, humble man and offer our heartfelt appreciation and say thank you, Ben Doyle, for all that you have given and for teaching us to sustain the lag.
GOLF, geometrically oriented menopause. Enjoyed working with you.